Hello there, welcome back to our grammar lesson. Last meeting we discussed primary and secondary sources. This time let's focus more on building our grammar, rather our vocabulary. Now this is one way to broaden our skill when it comes to enriching our vocabulary skill. So let's start now. According to Aristotle, man is the only animal capable of reasoning. That makes us different from animals because we human beings are capable of give our reason. Now, and that would be our focus of discussion this week. We're going to discuss more on verbal analogy. We will be finding out word relationships because this will help us in building our vocabulary. What is verbal analogy? Analogy is a parallel drawn between two different but sufficiently similar events, situations, or circumstances. Verbal analogies test your ability to see the relationship between two words and to recognize similar relationship between two words. Analogy measures vocabulary and verbal reasoning ability. Now, this is actually one of the skills that you need to master. We are going to analyze relationship between two words. And here are some examples of verbal analogy or word relationship. Poison is to death, fire is to scorch. What is the analogy or what type of analogy do these words present? Yes, you are correct. Cause and effect. Poison is the cause of death. If you get fire, the effect would be scorch. Now, first type of analogy is what we call the cause of or cause and effect, or it could be effect followed by cause. Let's deal more with the following example. Blizzard is to freeze, tornado is to blank. Is it A, storm, B, destruction, C, moderation, or letter D, camaraderie? Now, which do you think is the effect of tornado? Tornado is the cause, the effect is? You are correct. The answer is letter B, destruction. How about this one? Virus is to illness. Now, which do you think will be also word analogy that may show cause and effect? A, rain and hurricane, fat, thin, heat, sunburn, D, rain, drought. The correct answer is letter C, heat. Too much heat, the effect would be sunburn. How about this one? Can you analyze the relationship of these words or the analogy? First, we have admiration is to love, irritate is to enrage. What is the type of analogy being presented here? You are correct. This is less intense than. Now, if you noticed, first we have admiration. The intensity would be love. So less admiration is less intense than love. So irritate is less intense than enrage. So here, the analogy would be intensity or is less intensity intense than. Now let's get some more example. Well is to robust, thrifty is to blank. Which word is correct to complete the analogy? A, generous, B, careful, C, prudent, or letter D, miserly? The correct answer is letter C. Thrifty, generous, well, thrifty, careful. So when you are well, the well is less intense than robust. Thrifty is less intense than prudent. When you say prudent, you save so much. Next, tired is to exhausted. Which analogy would best complete or would also show in degree of intensity? Is it A, life is to death, B, paragraph is to essay, C, light is to dark, or D, cold is to freezing? The correct answer is letter D. Life and death, the word relationship would be antonym, opposite word. Paragraph is to essay. Paragraph is part of an essay. Light and dark, that also would show the opposite word or antonym, while cold and freezing would give us the degree of intensity. So the correct answer is letter D. Now, how about this verbal analogy? Answer is to reply, beautiful is to pretty. The correct answer is synonym. When we say synonym, words with the same meaning. Answer, the synonym would be reply. Same also with beautiful is to pretty. Now, let's do some exercises here to give us the synonym of the given analogies. Now, so that would be our third one. First, we have cause and effect, followed by intensity, degree of intensity. Now, the third one would be analogy, rather synonym. Now, begin is to start. Definite would be A, commence, certain, uncertain, or letter D, settle. When we say commence, start, certain, you are sure, uncertain, not sure, and settle, meaning you are at peace. You're okay with it. Now, the correct answer is letter B. Definite, the synonym would be certain, sure. How about this one? Thin is to slim. A, cat is to kitten. Thirsty is to drink. Destroy is to ruin. Or D, cold is to hot. The correct answer is letter C, destroy. The synonym would be ruin. Cat is to kitten would be mother and baby. Thirsty is to drink. If you're thirsty, the solution would be to drink. Cold and hot would be antonyms or opposite words. Therefore, the correct answer is letter C. How about this example? What analogy would you like to tell me? Or what are the word relationships of these pair of words? Stop is to go, big is to small. You are correct. These verbal analogies would show us antonyms or opposite meaning. Let's try some more examples. So this is the fourth one. The type of analogy is the antonym of. In short, stop is the antonym of go, big is the antonym of small. Now let's try this. Absent is to present, ally is to blank. A, guilty, B, enemy, C, friend, letter D, associate. The correct answer is letter, what's your guess? You are correct. It's letter B. Ally, the opposite meaning would be enemy. If you're gonna say friend, that is synonym. Therefore, the correct answer is letter B. How about this one? Borrow is to lend. A, bitter is to sweet. Listening is to ear. C. Big is to enormous. D. Come, approach. When we say come, approach, meaning they are the same. When you approach someone, you come to him or come to her. Big and enormous are also words with the same meaning. Listening is to ear, meaning listening the function of ear. Now the correct answer here is letter A, bitter, sweet, opposite meaning or opposite words. How about these examples? Rather. Fingers is to hand, pages is to book. What relationship do these words have in common? You are correct. Part to whole. Fingers are part of the hand. Pages are part of the book. Therefore, this is the kind of relationship to show us part to whole, or it could also be whole to part. Make sure to check the arrangement of words. If you're gonna start with hand first, hand is to fingers, that would be whole to part. Now let's try the following. So remember, this is another analogy. Is or are a part of. This one, petals are to flower, while chapters are to blank. A, story. B, novel. C, poem. Or letter D, play. The correct answer is letter B, novel. Chapters are part of a novel. Try another one. Wheels are to bicycle. Wheels are part of a bicycle. Can you give me which of the following analogy would also show part and whole relationship? A, toes are to foot. B, love is to hate. C, poem is to poet. Or letter D, organize is to structured. Then the answer is letter A. Toes are to foot. You are correct. Another one is we have here anger is to emotion. Poem is to literature. This kind of relationship would give us type of or kind of. Anger is a type of emotion or a kind of emotion, and poem is a type of literature. Now take note, another analogy is a type of or a kind of. Let's try analyzing the following and give me the correct answer. Mammal is to dog and fruit is to blank. A, food. B, strawberry. C, soup. Or letter D, chocolate. The answer is mammal is a type of dog and fruit is a type of, and a type of fruit is correct. It's letter B, strawberry. Another one, whiskey is a type of liquor. How about this one? A, microphone is the singer. Is microphone a type of a singer? Classical is a type of music. Shell is a type of turtle. Or D, pen is a type of write. The correct answer is letter B. Classical is a type of music. Microphone is the singer, that is an object to a person. Shell is the turtle is an example of part to whole. Pen is to write. The purpose of pen is to write. Therefore, the correct answer is letter B. Now, how about this one? Stage is to performer. Classroom is to teacher. This type of analogy would give us that a stage is a location for performer and a classroom is a location for teachers. So that's another type of verbal analogy, is a place for or is the location of. Let us try some of the following examples. Garage is a location of car. Bathroom is a location of blank or is a place for A. Computer, B. Tub, C. Cabinet, D. Books. Bathroom is a place for, rather, bathroom is a location of letter B. Tub. You are correct. How about this one? Zoo is a place for lions. A. Fireplace is to bricks. Kitchen is to stove. Church is to prayer. Or letter D, abode is to home. And the correct answer is letter B. You are correct. Now, another one, we have tool. Scalpel is a tool of a surgeon, and map is a tool used by the explorer. Now here, let's try some more examples so you will understand this type of analogy. This type of analogy would like to show us a tool used by a person. Example, microphone is a tool used by a singer and blank is to photographer. A, pencil, B, film, C, camera, or letter D, scenery. And the correct answer is letter C. Camera is a tool for photographer or a tool used by photographers. Next, can you tell me? The tool used by chemist is a beaker. Beaker is a tool used by the chemist. So which of the following would also show us a tool of? A, food is to chef, piece is to war, hammer is to mason, D, noise is to sound. The correct answer is letter C. Food is to chef. This is actually food is a tool used by or the ingredients used by chef. Piece, war opposite, and the correct answer is hammer is to mason. Noise is to sound. Okay, the correct answer again is hammer is to mason. Mason is more on carpentry, like a carpenter, right? So food is to chef, but here the chef is using different kinds of kitchen utensils when the chef is preparing food. So food is not really the tool of used by the chef. How about this one, class? What is the verbal analogy presented by these examples? Gluten, moderation. Drought, water. The answer is lack of. Gluten is lack of moderation, meaning overindulgence to food if you're a glutton. Drought is lack of water. So this type of analogy would give us lack of something. Okay, let's try the following examples. So again, the type of analogy is the lack of. Atheist is to believe. Atheist is the lack of belief towards God. Blank is a lack of husband. The correct answer is which of the following? Wife, spinster, C, elder, or letter D, family. The correct answer is letter, what's your guess? The correct answer is letter B. If you are a spinster, you lack a husband, right? So the correct answer is wife husband would be opposite. Spinster is a lack of, but the relationship I'm looking for be lack of. So if you are a spinster, you don't have a husband. Another one. Silence is a lack of or the absence of noise. Is it A, illness or ill is a lack of sick? Prisoner is to sell? Indigent is to money? Reiterate to emphasize. The correct answer is, let's analyze first. When you are ill, you are also sick. So the relationship of ill and sick would be synonyms. Prisoner is to sell are also synonyms. Reiterate to emphasize is also what we call words with the same meaning. If you want to reiterate, you want to emphasize. Therefore, the correct answer is letter C. If you are indigent, meaning poor, you lack of money. So the answer here is letter C. Another one. Can you tell me what is the analogy or relationship of these words or these analogies? Epidemic is to widespread, grass is to green. Yes, you are correct. This analogy is to show characteristics. The characteristics of epidemic, widespread. Grass is green. Or another term for characteristics would be description. Let's try the following. So, this type of analogy is to defining characteristic of or to show description class. Marshmallow is too soft, while blank is too porous. Is it A, beard, B, tendon, C, sponge, or letter D, heart? What is the correct answer? The correct answer is letter. Letter, you are correct. The answer is letter. Ta-da-dan. Letter C. Beard, it's not, when we say porous class, it's like having minute or minute or small spaces or holes through which liquid or air may pass. So the correct answer would be letter C, right? It can absorb water since it has small holes, and that would be the characteristics of porous. Another one, characteristic of a desert is dry. Which of the following analogy would give us also this type of relationship? Is it A, complicated to intricate or intricate? Simple is to complex. Color is to brown. Ball is to round. The correct answer is letter D. Let's analyze the other analogy here. Complicated is to intricate. They are words with the same meaning. If it's intricate, therefore it is complicated or vice versa. Simple, complex, the relationship of these words, they are opposite in meaning. Simple, complex. Color is to brown. Color to show us Brown is a type of color or color. One type of color is brown. And therefore, the correct answer here, ball, the characteristic of a ball, it is round. And okay, that would be all about verbal analogy. Let us recap the types or kinds of verbal analogies. First, we have cause and effect or vice versa, effect first before cause. Intensity, synonyms, antonyms, part to whole or whole to part. Type of, place for or location of. We also have a tool. We also have lack of, and of course, defining characteristics. These are some of verbal analogies that we need to learn. And this would help us widen our skill on vocabulary. Now, kindly check your Google Classroom for more exercises and practice and also seat work. Have a nice day, everyone. Study more on this. I will be providing you lecture notes for more details. Bye. See you next week.